What does it actually take to grow a business in 2024? Is it a killer offer or the absolute best sales team in the world? After we've worked with thousands of businesses, the one metric that we've seen when it's improved will grow every single business is the number of sales calls they book. The number of people that you close is directly impacted by the number of leads you have. If you're only closing 1 out of 10 booked calls and you're only getting 10 calls every couple months, this is going to limit you. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the best lead generation strategy of 2024 so that you can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your revenue. The first part is, why should you do cold email? Unlike paid advertising or hiring really expensive agencies, the primary investment here is your time and effort. The monthly cost to run cold emailing is much lower than other methodologies. And also, it's accessible to businesses of all size. You could be a large organization or a mom and pop shop, and cold emailing will work for you. The other thing that I absolutely love and I tell everybody about is that the scalability of cold email is irreplaceable. Now, for example, I've tried methodologies like doing LinkedIn outreach, and growing LinkedIn outreach is very hard because you can only reach out to a certain amount of people per day through your LinkedIn profile. Now, with cold emailing, let's say you have 5 inboxes running and you're reaching out to 100 people a week and you're getting 10 meetings from that 100 people you're reaching out to. If you find something that's working, you can easily scale it and there's no limitations. You can increase to 100 inboxes running and doing outreach and get the same results. That's why the scalability of cold emailing is irreplaceable. The other aspect that I really like about cold emailing is the direct engagement. Now, what I mean by that is this methodology allows you to directly communicate with your potential customers or leads, and in so doing, you can really personalize your interaction with them. If you put a billboard out by the side of a freeway, it's a very broad scope and it's more of a brand awareness thing. But if you're doing cold emailing, you're directly building a database of people who you know that need what you offer, and you can help solve their pains or help them achieve their goals. All that being said, before you start doing cold emailing, one of the things you're going to need is a lead list, the people that you know you're going to want to reach out to, that direct engagement that we're talking about. Now, within Instantly, there is a tool to find this lead list. Under the lead finder, let's say we are a roofing company and we want to reach out to the CEOs and owners of companies. Now, I'm going to target the United States. Let's say we work for a national roofing company. I want to target manufacturing and I'm going to choose an employee size from 0 to 100. Now, you can use other things like keywords. So let's do automotive, for example, in the manufacturing space. So right here within Instantly, I have a very targeted list of 317 people that I can target. And I have their first name, their last name, their title, the company name, their email, their phone number, their location. A lot of times, if you're not using a software, you might be building a spreadsheet that looks like this just for yourself through, for example, going to Google Maps. Let's look for an automotive manufacturing companies. So right here in this region, I can see everyone who's in the automotive manufacturing space, and I can go to their website and I can find out their phone number, but you might want to find out who the actual owner is or who the decision maker is. It just depends on your outreach. You can go to the About section and try to find it. Some websites vary if they'll actually show, but there's multiple ways you can do this. Manually scraping information from Google can take 3 to 7 minutes, depending on how much time you spend per lead. And I would recommend that you spend your time first building your database and then doing the outreach. So rather than doing one-off emails at a time, you build a whole list of people that you want to reach out to and collect enough information that you can personalize the messages uniquely to the people that you're reaching out to. Another way that you can not manually scrape all of these phone numbers and emails from the websites on Google Maps, you can head over to Fiverr or Upwork and pay someone to do web scraping for you. There are people that specialize in scraping Google Maps in that way. You can also head over to public directories. Just using BNI as an example, on here, I search just for people that I would potentially want to reach out to. Their public directory does not give emails, but for example, here they have their number, the name of the company, the person's name. You could have someone enrich this data and find their email address of the person that you're trying to reach out to. Or within Instantly, you can upload the URLs and enrich the data from that standpoint. An important aspect after you've built that list is you're going to need a cold emailing software. And Instantly is by far my favorite software. There are other cold emailing softwares out there. I find that Instantly centralizes everything everything in a very seamless way. But for example, I'm building this database for manufacturers in the United States. So what I can do is once I've built this list in Instantly's lead finder, I can select, let's just say 25 from the first page, and I can click on add to campaign. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select the manufacturing owners / CEOs. And once I hit add to campaign, it will seamlessly take the people from this database and move them over to my campaign so that I don't have to download, upload, verify. So once you've selected a cold emailing software, you need to buy domains. And the reason why you need to buy domains is if you are sending cold emails from your main domain and you get blacklisted or you're going to spam a lot, then the clients that you're servicing, you don't know if your normal emails are going to be getting to them, and vice versa. They might be emailing you and you're not getting them, or you might get shut down. So go to GoDaddy and sign up for it and buy multiple domains and have them all forward to your host domain. Once you do that, you're going to have to set up the domains to your DNS records. What this does is it helps authenticate that your email domain is authentic. It helps with the deliverability and it reduces the risk of your emails being marked as spam. Now, what this looks like, I'm going to show you as an example, is three things. It's your SPF, your DMARC, and your DKIM. What these allow you to do is authenticate to the servers that you're emailing to that you are a legitimate person. Then what you're going to have to do is find a email provider. So let's say Gmail or Outlook. And within those, you're going to have to set up your MX records, which will communicate between the domain and your email provider. And why you want this is you want your emails to look professional. So my name's Tim. I'm not going to do tim@gmail.com when I'm reaching out. It's going to be tim@instantly.ai. That's what I want when I'm doing reach out. It looks more professional. And when people look up that domain, they are instantly finding your website. Another aspect too, you want to set up your signature. And if you're doing it manually, you're going to have to go to each inbox and insert your signature. Within Instantly, you can edit your signature in all of your accounts easily. So I have 20 email accounts in my user profile right here. What I got to do is on the left hand side, I click on email accounts, and then at the top here there's a bulk option that I need to click. Select all 20 of my accounts and then come over here on the right hand side next to the trash can icon. There's a bulk edit settings, and right here what I can do is I can set up all of the signatures in one time. Somewhere in here you want to have an unsubscribe, or you ask them to say they're not interested. The next thing you're going to want to do is get them into Instantly. Now if you want to add accounts to Instantly, you can do it one at a time through Gmail or Outlook. But what I really suggest is doing a bulk import. This is what I did. This saved me so much time. All you have to do is click on bulk import. And right here, before you start this process, we have an example file for you to check out so you know how to format your CSV. So here it is. At the bottom, there's a sample sheet that you can make a copy of, and it shows you how to lay out the email address, the name, the passwords, the IMAP host. If you do this, you can upload and get 100 accounts very quickly synced and plugged into Instantly. Now, once you've done that, I highly recommend you get your accounts warming up. At minimum, do that for 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 6 weeks, and slowly start to do your outreach that way. I opened the campaign. We already uploaded some leads to this, and they're verified through Instantly's database process. Now we're going to head over to the sequences. If you want to insert variables like the company name or their website, down here at the bottom, there's a button. Everything that you upload in your database, it will create a custom variable option for you to use in your input. You can do their name, title, their Twitter account. It's pretty much endless. If you're struggling to write email copy and you just need ideas, down here at the bottom, there are also templates that you can select. And this will help give you ideas of what you can use to do outreach when you're getting going. Now, it's really important though to create a compelling subject line. I would try to keep it short. You want to think about when someone sees an email, the chances are really high they're going to see it on their phone. You want to know that they can see the whole thing, but also is directly connected to your email copy. If I'm referencing Donald Trump in the subject line, but I'm just selling roofs, that makes no sense. You got to make sure they are connected when you're crafting your email copy. Now, another component is your personalization and making sure sure it's extremely relevant. So you're not going to reach out to somebody in New York and ask them about a professional football team in California. And that's why it's really important to build a good database, because then you can really tailor your personalized messaging for them in a way that they actually understand that you know who they are and they know that you are trying to solve their problems. This can look like using their first name, their company name, their title, but this can also look like using pieces of information and using ChatGPT to write custom lines specifically for this person. So we have our database here. You're under the campaign and you click on leads, and right next to the button where it says add leads, there's an AI prompts. There's a huge, massive public library of AI prompts that you can use to create these types of custom messaging, or you can create your own. So for example, you have the people's town that they live in. What you can do is have AI create a opening sentence for you that's like, hey, I saw the New York Yankees won this last year. How do you feel about that? This easily plugs into your campaigns. It creates a custom variable that you can insert seamlessly. So let's say you've built your whole campaign. Each step you have 3 variables and they're staggered for 2 days apart, and you have 5 total steps. So you're reaching out to someone 5 times in one campaign. Once you've done that, you head over to the schedule here. You select when you're going to do an outreach. Let's just say 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm not going to do Saturday or Sunday because the people I'm reaching out to don't work on weekends. And I click save. And then I come over here to options. I select all of the email accounts that I want to be reaching out with. And there are ton of options here to really customize your campaign. You can disable or enable tracking of when people open. We have suggested daily limits. We have the amount of people you want to reach out to per day. But at the end of the day, you're ready to go and you can start testing and seeing what's working with your targeted audience, and then you can scale and scale and scale. That's the trajectory. Now, when you're writing your email copy, make sure you have a really clear call to action, and it can just even be asking a question. It doesn't have to be too crazy, but just make sure it's super clear, compelling, and guides your ideal client profile. There's no need to feel overwhelmed. Anybody can do this. It just takes some time. There's tons of material out there on our website to help you through this whole process, and our Facebook community as well. Now, by the way, the software that I use to run my cold email campaigns is Instantly AI. Check out the link in the description, and also click on this video for a full tutorial on how to use Instantly for your cold email campaigns. I'll see you in the next one.